Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 397. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is 3 quick and easy ways to generate more leads for any business. 3 quick and easy ways to generate more leads for any business. Now, as you all know, leads are the lifeblood of any business. So without leads, you have no sales. Without sales, you have no business. The problem is many businesses are faltering because they don't have a system to create predictable lead flow, and that's why they're either hemorrhaging or about to go out of business. Now, before we get to today's show, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. Also, 2 platforms I've created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide Black economy, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. And also my new rebranded, rebooted BEB Academy. You can go to BEBAcademy.com and get 3 days free access to all the resources in the academy. We have resources for new entrepreneurs and existing entrepreneurs, anywhere from how to set up your business, e-commerce, marketing, strategy, mindset, all types of resources to help elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Also, guys, remember, go to the website, blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com, and on the bottom of the website, you'll see the newsletter. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter because the show notes come out every Monday and Thursday in the newsletter when that newsletter drops. So if you're jogging, you're running around, and you can't write stuff down, if you're in the car listening to the podcast, like on today's show, we're going to have a lot of links. So make sure that you sign up for the newsletter and you get all the links and the notes from today's episode. Today's show is sponsored by Riverside FM, the leading podcast and video recording platform. It's so funny because I was actually using Riverside before they became a sponsor of the show. So as I went through my rebranding process in early 2022, I knew that I had to upgrade my video quality, and Riverside was my choice. Now, Riverside is used by myself alongside more than 70,000 people, ranging from individual creators to big names like Guy Raz, Gary Vee, and companies such as Spotify and the New York Times. While recording, you can actually live stream your interview to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, or custom destinations simultaneously. Now you can combine the engagement of a live show with higher recording quality for post-production and distribution afterwards. Make sure you use the code BEB to get 10% off any plan. Go to riverside.fm and use the code BEB to save 10% off of any plan. And as I've started using Riverside, guys, check out the YouTube channel. The video is a lot more clear and it looks more professional. Also, family, don't forget, you can advertise your business on Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and partner with us. So all you have to do is go to the website, blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. Then you hit the resources tab, and in the drop down, it'll say advertise. And then you go there and you'll get more information about partnering up with BEB. Now, let's get ready for today's show. 3 quick and easy ways to generate more leads for any business. We all know that leads are the lifeblood of any business. And if you don't have leads, you're not going to be able to make sales. So those sales are what keeps you in business. But what happens when you don't have enough leads, or even worse, no leads at all? So the two most important systems a business must have are, number one, a lead generation system, and number two, a fulfillment system. How are you going to fulfill those sales, be it physical products, digital products, or services? So when you're systematizing your business, guys, these are the first two systems that you should implement or create. Okay, so it's important, obviously, to generate leads. We all know that. But I think one of the things that most entrepreneurs don't do is they don't create a predictable lead generation system. Guys, that's what keeps you in business. If you don't have any leads, you're starving to death. All right. So we want to make sure that we understand the importance of generating leads, and not just haphazardly, but creating a predictable lead generation system where every day you have new leads that you can contact. So once again, no leads equals no sales equals no revenue equals no business. Now, leads can turn into sales if they're nurtured correctly and put into a lead generation system. So we have to be able to convert those leads into sales, and that's exactly what a system does. Now, we're not going to get into the mechanics of building a lead generation system, but if you do want to learn, I do have an online training program called NoBSLeadGeneration.com. NoBSLeadGeneration.com. It's only $97, and it takes you through the whole process of creating a landing page and a lead magnet, and how you create effective lead magnets to generate leads consistently and predictably. So basically, it's teaching you how to create a lead generation system. You can go to NoBSLeadGeneration.com. It's only $97. Okay. Now, I mentioned this a lot of times on some of the other shows. Most times people measure their success by what they have in the bank. How much money do I have? When you wake up as an entrepreneur, I bet the first thing you do is probably check your bank account, right? So to me, the number one metric should be checking how many leads did I put in my database yesterday. And that's what I really focus on, because your monetary success is actually a function of how many leads you generate. So just say you convert on a 33% conversion of all your leads, right? That comes into your funnels. So if you have 100 leads a day, that means you'll convert 33%, which is 33 of those leads, right? So that's pretty decent. I guess it depends on what your business is or your service is. Now, if you convert 33% of your leads and you're only getting 12 leads in a day, then you're only going to have 3 sales versus 33 sales. And the question is, just imagine how much money you make per sale. So if you make $100 per sale and you convert 33% of 100 leads, that means you're going to make $3,300 that day, right? Now, if you're only converting 33% of 12 leads, which is 3.96, which is literally 3 leads a day at $100, you're making $300 a day. That can be the difference of you closing up shop or you starting to build and scale your business. Remember, your sales and revenues are a function of your leads. If you have predictable lead flow, and they're not going to be the same every day, but if you have predictable lead flow, then that should correlate. If you have your systems in order and your processes in order, that should correlate into higher revenues. So the more leads, and I basically can track it. So if I get more leads, like say the previous month, that next month, it takes time for those leads to convert. I'll have a higher revenue than other months when I have lower amount of leads. So it's all a function of the number of leads and how your lead generation system works. And hopefully you're converting a decent percentage of those leads. All right. So that's why leads are so important to your business, and make sure you focus on that. So for example, this morning, now I have multiple funnels and different products and services, but all together, I think I had 534 new leads generated yesterday. And I'm recording this, I believe, on Thursday, the 17th. So I had over 500 leads through all of my business channels. And so one of my entities, I had over 200 and something leads. I was running a promo and I was promoting it. Another one I only had like 22 leads. So it all varies. But What I look at every morning, the first thing is how many people I put in my database, my leads. And then hopefully your system is strong enough to convert those leads into sales. Now let's look at number one, and we're talking about 3 quick and easy ways to generate more leads for any business, any type of business. So number one, create a high converting lead magnet that helps your audience solve a problem or accomplish something desirable. Create a high converting lead magnet that helps your audience solve a problem or accomplish something desirable. So for example, if you're selling an online course to teach people how to become a successful podcaster, your lead magnet may be a special podcast episode that reveals the 10 biggest mistakes new podcasters make. All right, so this is something very simple. I'm not going to get into the technical aspects of a landing page and lead magnet, but you can go and check out, once again, the nobsleadgeneration.com. It's only $97 if you need the technical aspects. Okay, so once again, the 10 biggest mistakes new podcasters make. This lead magnet could be something as simple as you creating a 5-minute podcast, basically talking about the 10 biggest mistakes new podcasters make. So it's simple. It's not creating a whole lot of content, and all you're doing is talking it out. Okay, so in order for them to listen to it, they have to put their name and email address in and subscribe to your podcast. Now, this has 2 or multiple benefits to it. Number one, you're getting a new lead for your lead generation system. And number 2, you're getting a new subscriber for your podcast. So we don't want to go too deep, but that's a lead magnet. A lead magnet is content. It could be audio, video, or written content that helps your audience solve a problem or accomplish something desirable. What is the desired outcome? Very simple there. Now, here's some info that you really have to wrap your head around, guys. When I always talk to people about lead magnets, sometimes people get real confused or they try to make it harder than it needs to be. So I just gave you an example of a little audio clip. It could be a 5-minute audio podcast solving a problem, right? Now, you don't have to be the creator of the content to actually use it as a lead magnet. So you can use existing content from others as your lead magnet. For example, Shopify just came out with a very detailed report about the future of e-commerce. And I think it was close to like 80 something pages. So I could actually offer that report as a lead magnet for people who are interested in creating an e-commerce business. Now, Shopify doesn't care if I send that report out because what does it do? It's quality content and more eyeballs see the Shopify brand and logo. So I didn't create that content. But if you're not affiliated or familiar with Shopify, you probably won't even see this report. So I could use Shopify's report as a lead magnet, okay? You could also use a video or a news story about a topic related to your audience. So say Newsweek did an article on the popularity of podcasting and how much money top podcasters are making. So they have an article on their website, right? So this is content that you didn't even create. And so all you need to do is, hey, put your name and email address in here. When they click it, they'll go directly to the article. So anything that's pertinent or makes sense for your audience. Once again, so a high converting lead magnet that helps your audience solve a problem or accomplish something desirable. So you don't even have to create the lead magnet. So if you want to create your own lead magnet, that's fine. Or you can find some content that makes sense for your audience. So keep it simple. So that's number one. And we're talking about 3 quick and easy ways to generate more leads for any type of business. So you can create a lead magnet for any type of business, product business or service-based business. Number 2, you can use a quiz or a questionnaire to get people to answer questions and capture their contact information. You can use a quiz / or questionnaire to get people to answer questions and capture their contact information. So for example, if we use the same premise that we used before about selling an online course to teach people how to be a profitable podcaster, here's some quiz questions that you can ask them. So the quiz title would be, do you have what it takes to be a successful podcaster? And I'm literally just making this up. So question number 1, do you have experience podcasting? If yes, how many years or how many episodes? Do you currently listen to podcasts? Yes or no? Are you knowledgeable in certain topics that people would find interesting? Do you enjoy creating audio content? Do you know what microphone is best for podcasting? Do you know what software to use to record your podcast? How much money would you like to make each month with your podcast? Are you willing to invest to become a profitable podcaster? Now, I'm just making these up, but that's a quiz or questionnaire. Now, based on the answers that they give you, you can actually recommend that they take your online course to help them create that profitable podcast, or you can have another outcome that says, hey, you're not ready yet. Go listen to this podcast or go do this. Some type of call to action. People are usually more apt to give you answers to questions or a quiz because it's a gamified type of thing. And so they're not going to necessarily hold back. Now, I actually did an episode, BEB episode number 329, how to use a quiz to quickly build your database and drive traffic to your offer. So if you go back to BEB 329, how to use a quiz to quickly build your database and drive traffic to your offer, it's more in-depth content there. Also, once again, guys, make sure you sign up for the BEB newsletter. So when you go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, if you're on a laptop, it'll be usually on the bottom of every page. And if you're on the a mobile, you'll see it also. Connect with us. And the reason I'm saying this because all the show notes and the links, like the link to this episode, are in the show notes. So when the newsletter drops every Monday morning at 9 a.m. and Thursday morning at 9 a.m., you have the show notes from the last BEB podcast. And that way, if you're in the car right now, if you're working out, running, jogging, lifting weights, and you can't write down this stuff, you'll have the links in all the show notes. So make sure that you do that. So that is number 2. You can use a quiz or questionnaire to get people to answer questions and capture their contact information. So I think using a quiz and questionnaire is a real easy way to help generate leads. So number 1, we had create a high converting lead magnet that helps your audience solve a problem or accomplish something desirable. Number 2, we just went through, you can use a quiz or a questionnaire to get people to answer questions so you can grab their contact information. And number 3, you can use sweepstakes, drawings, and giveaways to generate more leads, right? So it's another type of gamification. So everyone loves to win something for free, but you got to make sure that your sweepstakes or giveaway is aligned with what your target audience is. So you know how we are. Many times people join sweepstakes or giveaways just to win something, and they're not real prospects. So you just need to be aware the quality of the leads that you're going to get are not going to be as good as some of the other lead generation methods that we discussed. All right, because sometimes people just jump in stuff because they want to win something. How many times have you done it, right? So you got to remember that. Now, for example, if you're selling the podcasting course, right, you could give away free access to your course for one person. So that could be the giveaway or the sweepstakes. Now, this is actually a very specific giveaway because you're targeting people that want to learn how to podcast. Okay, so this is actually very good. It's not a generic, you're going to give away a laptop. Anybody can use a laptop. It doesn't matter if they want a podcast or not. So you're being very specific right here. And also, one of the benefits of this is if you do something like this, you just say you have 500 people that entered the contest. Only one person is going to win. What does that mean? That means 499 other people are technically losers. But what you could do is you can actually send them an email. Hey, and I'm paraphrasing, sorry you didn't win, but because you participated, I'm going to give you a 20% discount off of the course, and it's good for the next 24 hours. So now you're taking those leads and creating a sense of urgency, and hopefully you can convert them into sales. So when you're very specific about your giveaway or your sweepstakes, and you're not giving away something generic, but something more specific that is your target audience, then that's when it's more successful when you're doing a giveaway or sweepstakes. Like I said, if you're giving away an Apple Watch, I might not even care about podcasting, but if I can win an Apple Watch, guess what? I'm going to register. So you don't necessarily want to do that. There are a ton of software companies out there that do sweepstakes. So A couple that I'm familiar with are shortstack.com, just like it sounds, short stack, like a short stack of pancakes, and also wishpond.com. I've actually used short stack before. I thought about Wishpond, but I didn't pull the trigger on that. My software I'm using now actually does quizzes, so I don't need that. But these two software products are very good. Once again, I use short stack, but not Wishpond. And here's some of the things that you can do. You can do photo contest. You can do photo caption contests, coupons. You have essay contests, sweepstakes, IG hashtag contests, referral contests, leaderboard contests, video contests, and voting contests. So you can do all types of different stuff with these two platforms. So make sure that you check that out if you want to use sweepstakes or giveaways to generate more leads. So we talked about 3 quick and easy ways to generate more leads for any business. And before I close on out with the last quarter of the show, guys, I just want to share my social media contact information and my resource links. First and foremost, everything that I'm going to say, guys, is at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. So I'm just saying it out here in case you want to jump on it quick, but go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. So I mentioned at the top of the show, my new book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. So if you're interested in building a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, go to anewblackwallstreet.com. Pick yourself up the print copy, $14.95, digital version, $9.95. Now, as we talk about circulating the black dollar, I've created 2 platforms to help us do that. So if you are a black product producer that wants to sell your products to black consumers worldwide, upload your product information to besmartbyblack.com. It's free. So now you can connect with black consumers who want to buy black-owned products. Now, if you are a freelancer, I didn't forget about you guys, and you do stuff on Fiverr.com or freelancer.com, go to hireblackfreelancers.com and upload your information, HIRE, blackfreelancers.com, and upload the info. Once again, it is free, and you can connect with black consumers and black businesses who want to hire black freelancers. Now, I also mentioned at the top of the show the new rebranded, rebooted BEB Academy. So you can go to BEBacademy.com and get 3 days free access to everything in the Academy. So the Academy has online courses, masterclasses, PDF downloads, and resources to help elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Doesn't matter if you're a new entrepreneur or an existing entrepreneur. We have different tracks in the Academy. So if you need to learn how to create an LLC or form your corporate entity, we can help you with that. We have courses and masterclasses on that. Marketing, e-commerce, lead generation, building a business, scaling. We have all types of content to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Once again, go to BEBacademy.com. You get 3 days free access. Now, I always talk about e-commerce because I think it's one of the best ways to generate income, passive income, part-time income, or even full-time income. And my flagship program, Brand Builder Academy Elite, you can go to BBAElite.com and register for the program. Hands down, pound for pound, the best program on the market right now. It's a 15-week implementation program that takes you from product ideation all the way from selling your product on your physical site or other applicable websites. And this BBAElite.com Academy is for physical products brands and digital products brands. We're not talking about selling something one-off. We're talking about creating a brand which is going to help give you consistency in sales and help to be able to penetrate the market and be more successful in your e-commerce business. Now, let's talk about in terms of being able to connect with me on social media. Once again, everything that I'm telling you, you can go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Now, if you want to connect with me, anything long, family, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's JAYJONES at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, jjones001. JAYJONES001. Instagram, I have 2 IG accounts. The first one is jjones for real. JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL, and the second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. YouTube, make sure you follow and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, hit that subscribe button. We have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. Yes, this show does come out on YouTube, but we have additional content, so make sure you subscribe. If you're on Clubhouse, I'm at I am Jay Jones. LinkedIn, hit me up, Jay Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. And so make sure you connect with me there. Also, don't forget my new companion podcast, Ask Jay Live. You can go to askjlive.com. That comes out every Tuesday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And we have different content on the podcast, and it's exclusively on the call-in app, which allows us to dialogue. So unlike Clubhouse, the show is actually recorded. So you can go to askjlive.com and listen to the episodes if you missed the live episode, which allows you guys to communicate with me, and you can ask me questions about your business, my business, or entrepreneurship in general, or whatever we're talking about on the topic of the day. So make sure you check out Ask Jay Live. Once again, guys, everything is on the website. Make sure you go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. We built out this site, and we're continuing to build the site out to be the number one resource for Black entrepreneurs. So make sure you go play around in the site. Everything I just told you, the online courses are there, marketing, e-commerce resources, strategy and mindset. Everything is on the website. So please go to the website and share that website information with your social media network. Now let's jump back to the last quarter of the show. I just want to reiterate and highlight a couple of things for you guys. I know a lot of times when I'm talking about systems, we kind of overcomplicate things. So a system can be very simple. So a lead generation system could be a landing page with a lead magnet on it. People sign up for whatever that lead magnet is. You get their name and their email address. And then you have an automated email autoresponder that could send them 10 emails within 10 to 12 days. That could be a lead generation system. Very simple. Now, you don't have to go in and get super detailed, but the more that you do this and you get the foundational lead generation system, you can start building on and adding on. Okay, so you can even have a lead generation system that responds based on the way people answer a question, or even if they open an email or don't, if they accept an offer, if they don't accept an offer, if they accept an offer and how, now send them these type of messages. If they don't accept an offer, send them these type of messages. So you don't have to get super complicated and detailed when you're creating your lead generation system at first. You want to lay the foundation. And the easiest or simplest lead generation system to me is gathering a name and an email address, and then creating an email campaign that's going to go out to that prospective customer to help convert them from a prospect into a customer. It's very simple. You don't have to go crazy with that. Once again, if you need more technical assistance and you want to have an overall view of how to do this, go to nobsleadgeneration.com, nobsleadgeneration.com. It's only $97 for the program. And literally, this could be the difference of you staying in business or you going out of business. We all know that we need leads to stay in business, but sometimes I think we don't understand the importance of having predictable lead flow. That's very different from getting leads haphazardly. If your lead source is only word of mouth, that's great, because you do want to have that. And if you can build a predictable lead system or lead generation system off word of mouth, that's great. But if you have something that's going to predictably every day give you leads, one thing that you're going to know is that you're going to have people that you can talk to. The problem is most times when you start a business, we're so focused on the product and or the service that we're going to sell, we never think about who we're going to sell it to. So one of the big things I talk about in a lot of my podcasts and also in some of my programs and courses inside the academy is, while you're creating your product or service, and it doesn't matter if this is your first business or you're in an existing business, If you have a new offer, a new product or new service, and you don't have people to sell that product or service to while you're working on that product or service, you need to start building a database so when that product or service is ready, then you'll be able to sell it. So for example, if you're writing a book, right? You're not going to write the book and then as soon as you finish the book, you're going to be like, all right, great. I'm going to go put it online and sell it. Now you may sell a few copies, but the smart thing to do is while you're taking that 2 months, 3 months, or whatever time it takes you to write that book is you need to be building up a database coming soon. So if your book is about being able to create a winning podcast or whatever, that same lead magnet that you had, you know, the 10 biggest mistakes most new podcasters make or whatever I said it was, that could be people that you could sell your book to. So now you have somebody to sell it to. And that's one of the biggest issues out there. We wait until after we get the product or service and then we try to figure out who we're selling it to. I always talk about building databases. Your database is the most important asset of your business. And I keep trying to get people to understand that. Yes, you can make money and make sales without having a quote unquote real database. But wouldn't you rather have an easy way to turn on a faucet? So if I have 10,000 people in my database and I'm coming out with a new product or service that speaks to that audience, guess what? A percentage of those people are going to take that product or service. They'll buy it. Or is it better to, hey, I don't have an audience. I don't have a database. I'm just going to put this product or service on Instagram and I'm going to run traffic to it. Yeah, that's great. You're going to probably get some sales. But how about being able to turn on the faucet when you want to turn on the faucet and have a predictable flow of leads and revenue? Let's look at Amazon's Prime Day, right? Everybody gets excited. Oh, it's Prime Day coming up. You can have and create your own Prime Days. Only thing Prime is, Amazon is sending out these deals to who? Their database. Now, they got hundreds of millions of people. So it's different in terms of them. You know, once again, it's all about the numbers. It's a function of the numbers. But you can create your own Prime Days. If you have 50,000 people on your database, then you come out with a product or service. Guess what? You're doing a promotion. Bam. Now, a percentage of those people on that database are going to take your offer. So you can literally turn on a faucet anytime you want. Now, the product or service has to be aligned and it has to be a good product or service and it has to be priced correctly. But you literally can create your own Prime Days. And the way you do that is building up your database. And the way you build the database is you got to get leads. Your leads are your database. These are people that have an interest in your products and or services. And so to me, the simplest path, the straightest path to being a successful entrepreneur is having more leads than you can handle. Just imagine if you're in the insurance business or the mortgage business and you're scrounging around looking for leads, right? So instead of writing business or doing loans, you're over here knocking on doors or whatever you're doing. How about if you every morning you come in your inbox, you got 10 or 15 people that are interested in getting some insurance or 10 or 15 people that are interested in getting a mortgage. And if that happened for you every day, you wouldn't have to spend your time prospecting because the lead generation system is doing the prospecting for you. And that's what this automation and technology is here for, guys. So if you had that, you wouldn't have to stress and worry about, damn, am I going to have enough sales this month? What do my numbers look like? And even if you're working in corporate America somewhere, you can still create your own lead generation system. Man, my boss my numbers are low this week or this month. I got to get my weight up. Yeah, you do that by a lead generation system. And it's not knocking on doors. It's creating leveraging technology to create leads in your inbox or making phone calls, or whatever your call to action is. That's what you need to focus on. So I guarantee you 100%, I don't care what business you're in, if you have enough leads, you're going to stay in business. If you don't have enough leads, you're probably going to not stay in business. So it's really pretty simple equation there, guys. The more leads you have, and I'm not talking about BS leads, I'm talking about quality leads. The more quality leads you have, the better off your business is going to be. So today, guys, we talked about 3 quick and easy ways to generate more leads for any business. And it doesn't matter what type of business you had. Number 1 is create high converting lead magnets that help your audience solve a problem or accomplish something desirable. Number 2, you can use quizzes or questionnaires to get people to answer questions and capture their contact information. And number 3, you can use sweepstakes drawings and giveaways to generate more leads. Okay, so once again, guys, you got to keep your leads flowing. You got to have them. The number 1 metric you need to look at every day is how many new leads did you get? How many leads are in my database? How many people want to call me back? How many people, whatever, want my product or service? How many people want to talk to me? More people you have that want your product or service, the more money you're going to make. All right, everything is equal. Some people are better closers than others, so they don't need as many leads. Some people aren't good salespeople, but if they have enough leads, guess what? They're still going to make money. And the beauty of the whole situation is you can learn to scale this. So I'll use the insurance agent or the mortgage broker again. So if you're an insurance agent and you have too many leads that you can't possibly handle, guess what? Maybe you need to hire somebody else, right? Go hire a couple other agents, split the commission with them, and now you're scaling your business. It may even get to the point, if you're real good at generating leads, that you can move out of the production capacity and start working on your business as opposed to in your business. Just imagine what you can do if you had a couple hundred leads coming in a day. You probably couldn't handle it. I know you couldn't handle it if you're in the insurance business. So not by yourself anyway. So it's about being able to get and generate leads that will allow you to scale your business. One of my biggest regrets when I was in the mortgage business, if I knew that the mortgage business was going to collapse in 2008, man, I would have doubled my phone room. I would have doubled my mailing. I would have doubled my email marketing. I would have doubled everything and scaled the hell out of it. You know, not knowing that I'm thinking I had more time to build to that point. But if you can generate leads, you have an unlimited capacity to make money. Even if you can't do the transaction, once again, you can hire people and scale. So you got to take this seriously, guys. If you don't have a lead generation system right now, then it's not good. As my grandma would say, that ain't good, son. That ain't good, Joe. All right. You need a lead generation system that's going to give you predictable leads on a daily basis. Coming into the office or working at home, you open up your laptop. Oh, man, I got 20 new leads today I need to call or that need to go on this webinar or whatever. And once again, I'm not getting into the technical aspect, but if you need more help, go to nobsleadgeneration.com. It's only $97, and it may be the best $97 you invest in yourself. Now, before we close on out, guys, I know I say this each and every week, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. We couldn't do this without you guys. We get more and more downloads each and every episode, and that's attributed to you, the BEB family. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the new rebranded website, the resource for Black entrepreneurs, and the whole BEB ecosystem. Make sure you let everybody know. And for all of you first-time listeners, we drop a new episode every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your major podcast platforms and YouTube. Remember, guys, it's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If that's something you believe in, please share this content with all of your social media network, family, and friends. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.